Yeah, YouTubers, Tasman here, bringing you another episode of Foundry Virtual Tabletop 12 from the ground up. That is such a mouthful. In our last episode, we actually begin doing the, what is this one called? Goblin Ambush? Goblin Arrows, something like that. We started doing the actual, I guess, combat, the adventure, the encounter. I think encounter is probably the best way to say it. There was one thing I wanted to mention. Now, I did talk about preparing your map and stuff, and one thing I forgot to do is a lot of times with these pre-made adventures, you'll notice that I've gone through and made it so that I can see their health bar. The player can't see that, and so I can always see their name because I prefer that. That's my own personal preference. It doesn't bug me to have names on things. But one thing I do like to have is that adjective. Remember where we set up, if we go under configure settings and we go to default token control or token settings, and we set it up to do the prepend adjective to the name of unlinked tokens, so it would give them a random name, so that instead of, oh, goblin 1, goblin 2, goblin 3, or just being just goblin, because then, you know, people say, oh, I'm attacking a goblin. This just kind of helps. One, it can add some fun to it because they get funny names sometimes. And two is, you know, it helps clarify who they're attacking, especially if they forget to actually target the thing and you can't see who they're targeting. So one thing I was mentioning that I like to do is if I come under the Fandelver below, I'm sure chapter 1, we have our goblins right here. So I want to go in here real quick, into the goblin card itself, or the character sheet, NPC sheet, and I want to click on the prototype token, and I want to set those things in here just to make sure that they're the way I like them. So I'm going to go ahead and say hover by owner. No, I like the name for everyone. The resources, I like that to always be on for the owner. And then right in here, I do like to have the prepend an adjective to unlinked tokens. And remember, if you remember right, what an unlinked token is it means it's not associated with the actual sheet here. When I drag it out, because it's unlinked, it creates its own sheet. And with players, you want it to be linked to the actual one in the thing. So we're going to go ahead and say that, and then we're going to update the token. And then what I like to do, now I've already went through and I wrote down their initiatives so we can get them back. The most important is whatever goblin here should be the one that is in first place, because we're early in the combat. Only one goblin's gone, so we can actually do this pretty easily. So I'm going to leave these guys there just so I know roughly where their placement is, and then I'm going to just drag out 4 goblins. So we're going to grab one here. You'll notice, actually, this must have had random. They must have flipped them on purpose. So now we have 4 goblins. On the darker background, you would see, you know, we have a defeated, a cynical, a grumpy, and a stressed. So then what I want to do is I want to go ahead into my combat tracker, and I want to right click on this one, say remove combatant, remove that combatant, remove that combatant, and remove that combatant. And then we'll go ahead and add our new guys and add them to combat tracker. And I'm just going to click the rolls on them, and then we'll just adjust them accordingly. So normal, 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 and normal. And normal, I guess. I missed one. Alright, so this guy, if I right click, I can actually say update combatant, and here I can actually update his actual role. So this one will be the 22, since he's the top. This one right here will update the combatant. We will do him as 21, update. Then this guy right here, we'll go ahead and update that combatant as well to 8. And the last guy, which I believe is this guy, yeah, because there's the 8. Here's the last guy. We'll go ahead and update him to, oh, actually he's right there. He's already at 6. All right, so now that we have those, they're in the right place. We only need to make sure we put the stressed goblin here. So we'll go grab stressed, move him right here real quick, delete this guy, put him exactly where he is, and mark him invisible. In fact, we can quickly mark them all invisible. There we go. And then the other ones, it really doesn't matter. I'm not even going to focus where they are. We'll put one here. Put one here. Go ahead and get rid of these 2. And the last one will be down here. He's right there. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and continue. This should put us in the same spot where we were. None of them had damage on them, so we're good. Like I say, I like to usually get that taken care of in the phase before I bring them to the map, just so that, you know, it adds to it. The other thing I did really quick was I moved the Goblin Ambush. That's what this one's called. It was technically right on top of him, so I moved it out of the way so that, you know, I can click him easily and not on accident click the Goblin Ambush sword there. You do that simply by switching over to journal notes and then just move it where you want and then go back to token. All right, so now that we've done all that, we can continue the adventure. If we go back over, so that was, we need to go take our encounter back up here. So that, the stressed goblin is done. Let's go ahead and see who is next. Grumpy Goblin is next, which is this guy right over here. He's going to go ahead and take aim at Saline. Much easier. By the way, still looking for you guys to send me names for these guys that maybe aren't as hard to say. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and hit T to target him. And then if we come over into the player view, you can see that they have been targeted, but they have no idea where it's coming from. There are modules that actually will show an animation of like arrows and fire bolts and things that are ranged. Will actually show them kind of from the source to the destination. So that even gives a little bit more immersion as to what's going on. But we don't have that one in right now. But at one point we will. I'm going to go ahead and clear the combat tracker while we're here as well. Just so that it is nice and clear. There we go. Alright, so continuing on, this goblin now is targeting Saline. So we're going to go ahead and have them fire an arrow off to do short bow. Go ahead and click on that. They're going to attack. I guess I didn't need that one. And 11. So Saline, out of the corner of their eye, sees an arrow coming from around about this area. If I hold the left button, they can kind of see the ping. You know, I don't want to hold it exactly where it is. I just want to say kind of in this area over here. They see an arrow kind of flying towards them, but it actually kind of lands short in the road next to them. And that will end that goblin's turn. I'm going to also move this. Since I have so much desktop space here, we'll do that. All right, so that will bring us to, actually I usually do this opposite. Let's do that one. We'll put this over here instead. And that will bring us to Iku. Iku, I guess is his name. So Iku, what they want to do is they want to see if they can spot the goblin. Now this is where we're going to have a little bit of an issue that I was talking about with the walls and stuff, simply because, I'm going to have to move this over just a little, because these walls technically are not set up so that they can actually go through them. The line of sight's the normal, the line of sight is set to none. Now technically these don't even have to be here. I'm not quite sure why they're there. because right now they're just walls. I guess maybe it's because this is a cliff, a small little cliff. So it'd be hard to climb or impossible. I don't know. But anyway, so Ioku is going to try and perceive the goblin. So to do that, they're going to open up their character sheet. They are going to do a perception check. Oh, that reminds me. I looked all throughout this thing. I did not find passive perception or anything. I did verify that yes, it is 10 plus your modifier. So Ioku's would be 12. You can actually add it in here. So if I put this in edit mode and I go here, I can actually click on this, and then down here under special, I could do PASSIVE, passive, PERCEPTION, like so. And then I wanted to follow their little format, and you'll see now it says passive perception. Then it looks like they do like a little bar there, and then the passive perception is 12. Now the thing is this isn't going to automatically increase, so I wonder if we could do at mod, I think it's at mod dot, I can't remember it now. Let's just set it 12. I'll look into it, and because I want to continue our battle. So there we go. So now we can see passive perception would be 12. We can roll that. We can use that against their stealth. That's not very high, so I think they're going to actively try and perceive. So they're going to come down here to perception. They're going to click on it, and they're going to roll just a normal one. As a GM, I would tell them that I want it blind so they don't know. So we're going to go ahead and say, give me a blind GM roll of a perception. And you'll see that they get a bunch of question marks. That way, as the GM, I can say, let's go ahead. Who is this? This is the Grumpy Goblin, Stress Goblin. This is Stress Goblin. I need to be in the right token layer. There we go. And I can actually go ahead and roll his stealth, which is I think it has it listed. Oh, it's right here actually. Never mind. So I can do this, say stealth, and I want this to be blind GM roll as well. I could just say, private GM, doesn't matter. I think if I do private GM, they don't even see the die roll. I wonder if I could do this quick enough. Yeah, see, they don't see the die roll. They just see that I rolled some dice. So they don't know what that is. So here's what I do now is say that, go here. We can see that right here. So their their perception roll was 10. It was really close actually. The goblins was 11. So this goblin is still hidden to them. So maybe I would say that they feel like it was somewhere over in this area, and give a nice big area for them to kind of choose to go. And because apparently this is a cliff, they can't actually get up there, which is kind of weird. I'm going to say this is just a slight incline, and probably even delete the fencing, I guess, whatever you want to call it right here, just so they can actually get up in there. Oops, that's the wrong thing. I'm not in selection mode. So if I don't want to grab any of those other walls. But I do want to make it so that this is just a gentle little incline instead of a ginormous hill. Other words, the goblins are just going to be able to pick them off unless I have ranged weapons, and I don't like that very much. So let's just do this real quick. Alright, and we'll pretend like nothing else has happened. So this will be difficult terrain, which means they have to... It takes 2 movement, 2 5-foot to move one 5-foot block. It's double movement technically. All right, so Ioku, as I said, was going to look around this area. because I kind of pinged more over here and then over here, they're going to kind of go towards the middle and head this way and see if they can find the goblin. So let's go ahead and we will move them up. So they're going to go, what's their movement? Movement is, where is the movement? I'm so used to, there's another mod that we will definitely go over that actually has all that information in a very nice place and very easy to see right up front. I think dark vision perception, I thought it was over here, but it doesn't seem to be. And I don't, it's not in any other tabs, is it? It's not under features. Let's see. So this is a human, a fighter, orc. I think 25 is the default. I'm gonna have to. Oh, here it is. Walk. Oh, I know why I can't see it because it's right there. It's 35 or 30. I mean, it helps to have the edit mode off, so they can move 30. So they will go. Oh, it's their turn. Let's go here. We need to make sure it's unpaused. Go here to the player. We were on the right screen. All right, so here they are. They're gonna go 30. So that will be. Oh, did I not make it their turn yet? Let's do this. Do this. Sorry about all this. It is their turn. Can I take this action while the game? Oh, I thought I unpaused it. That's what it is. Sorry. All right, so they're gonna go 5 for the first one. Then that will be 15 because they're in difficult terrain. 10 more is 25, and they're gonna come up right around here, which is 30. I think the goblin's actually right there. And then let's see how close they are real quick. So go here, actually right next to the goblin. But the goblin is holding still, so they don't necessarily see the goblin. So they're kind of headed this way. They're out of movement. Actually, I guess they have 5 more, so they could go, they could probably go 1 more without being difficult terrain, because now they're up off the hill. So let's do that. Then they're actually going to kind of move here. So they're going to be here. That'll be their end of their movement. They've already done a perception, so they can't really do that again. If they want, they can try blindly attacking. They don't have anything to actually attack, so you would just tell them to swing their sword and tell them if they hit or miss. So in this case, they're going to go ahead and swing their sword. So they're going to go to their inventory. Actually, wasn't there actions over here? There is. This is one other thing you can actually do to make it a little nicer is, you know, you can drag these things over to here, and then you actually have a quick access to it. So maybe we'll drag those 2 over there. We can actually move other things over there as well, just to keep track of them. And now when we're in our main screen, we can actually do that. We can say they're going to do a great sword attack. I might have to look at what's causing this to pop up automatically, because if I do it here, then it does another card. If I don't, it seems to work okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to say, well, obviously they're going to miss, so it doesn't really matter. But this gives them the feeling like, okay, I'm swinging, and they can attack normal. Oh, a nat 20. Gosh. Oh. How would I rule this? This is actually a really good question here. Actually, technically. Oh, that was them. So with a nat 20, I might have to give it to them that, how would I describe this? Because it's impossible to hit, but a nat 20, baby. I'm going to say that as they're swinging their sword, they bring it up kind of swinging wide or whatever, and they're kind of doing a sweeping action. They don't know exactly where they're hitting. I mean, technically the goblin's right here, but like I said, it's nat 20. So I would tell them at this point, because it's hidden, it will hit even though they don't know where it is, but it's only going to do regular damage because normally that would have missed. So I would tell them that, probably go ahead and roll those, and you can see 11 damage, and then ask them. That was a killer roll. Then as the GM, I come in here and he only has that, so I would go ahead and say minus 11. And he is dead. At this point, I would go ahead and reveal him. I would say, yeah, he did. And make him so he is no longer invisible. And, you know, that's going to still make him feel like I didn't just waste a nat 20. And the whole idea of the game is to have fun. So even though technically he only has a 5-foot reach, a nat 20 is just going to have to do something. It sucks to roll a nat 20 and say, nope, totally missed. Nothing there. Some people might do that, you know. I'll just say he was kind of swinging as he was walking this way and hit the goblin and then ended in that spot right there. So how epic was that? I think we're going to end it here. We're at 21 minutes, and I really want to try and keep these around the 20-minute mark. So I think we're at a decent stopping point. It looks like Iku has got his vengeance against this goblin who died. One hit kill. So in the next episode, we will go ahead and continue, and we will have Kirla take her turn. I think it's a her. Kirla kind of sounds like a girl. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, and subscribe. Click that little notification bell. Tell other people about my channel. Check it out. If they like what they see, they can sub. We grow the channel. Everybody wins. And that is it, my friends. Until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.